final episode of Abstract Art, where we love to paint, but we don't use paintbrushes. Now, I'm very, very sad that this is our last episode of Abstract Art for the Horizon Day Camp virtual summer of 2020. But I'm super, super excited because today I'm not only going to show you the step-by-step instructions on how to complete this activity at home, which might look a little something like this when you're done, but I'm also going to be introducing 2 other abstract art games that you can play this summer. So are you ready to get started? Okay, let's do this. To complete this abstract art activity, you will need a piece of paper, some paint. As you can see, I've already poured some of the paint onto paper towels. You'll also need some string or yarn, and then scissors to cut the string into different pieces that you'll later dip into the paint. So that's what you'll need for today: some paper, some paint, string or yarn, and scissors. So if you've been following the abstract art videos this summer, step 1 is going to sound very familiar. Step 1 is to make sure that you're in a space where you can get a little bit messy. So if some paint goes off of the paper, that is totally okay. I'm choosing to do this activity inside today and laying my materials out on the coffee table, so you better believe that after I'm done with this activity, I'm going to need to wipe down the coffee table. So that's step 1. Make sure you're in a space where you can get a little bit messy, because that is what we do here at Abstract Art. Step number 2 is to take your string or yarn or whatever you're using today and cut it into pieces that could be about this big. So maybe the length of your fingers right here all the way down to your elbow, and you could cut it there. You can choose to have longer pieces if you'd like, or shorter pieces. It is totally up to you, but just keep in mind that we're going to be taking these pieces of yarn and we're going to be weaving them onto the paper. So you might want, again, about the length from your fingers to your elbow for your pieces of string. So that is step number 2. I've already cut my pieces right here, so I prepared a little bit. I'm a little bit ahead of the game. Step number 3 is to take your paint, whatever colors of paint you have at home, and pour it onto either a paper towel, maybe a paper plate, a piece of cardboard, your choice, whatever you'd like. But you want to make sure that your paint is poured out so that you can dip your pieces of string into the paint. And that's going into step number 4, which is to take your pieces of string and put each one in a different color of paint. You want to make sure that the paint is covering the piece of string at about half of the piece of string, because you want this one to be clean so your hands don't get all messy. But you want to make sure that that half of the string, the bottom half, is fully covered in the paint. You want it to be entirely coated in whatever color of paint you have down here. So those are steps 3 and 4. Step number 5 is the fun part. So what we're going to do here is take, I think I'm going to take the purple paint right here, the string that's covered in purple paint. And what I'm doing right now is just tapping it to make sure that it's covered in the paint. We don't want the string to get too dry because we want that paint to go onto the paper. So now that it's fully covered, I'm going to lift the string out of the paint. I'm going to wipe my finger because it has a little purple paint on it. And I'm going to carry it over to wherever I want it to be on the paper and put the string down onto the paper. So I'm kind of doing a little bit of a weaving technique, and I will show you a close-up of this once I'm finished. We'll see it in just a second. But then I'm going to pat it down just lightly to make sure that the string is sticking to the paper, and then I'm going to put my finger towards the end right here and hold it while I pull the string towards the bottom of the paper, or towards me. So then I'm just pulling the string, almost there, and I'm gonna pull it until, I move my hand down here, and pull it until the entire string is off of the paper. And as you may have noticed, I'm doing that pretty slowly, and the reason that I'm pulling the string slowly is because I want it to go a certain way. So I wanted it to go down this line over here. If you pull it too quickly, the paint might not really stick onto the paper. So My tip is to pull that string pretty slowly, and then you'll have something that might look a little bit like this. So that is step number 5. That is how you create your paint with just using some yarn or some string. And the rest of this video is going to be showing me trying that out a little bit more with some of the other paintings that I've done. So check it out. That's our show for today and the final abstract art video of the summer. Thank you so much for sticking with me, watching these videos week after week, and trying out these activities in your own homes. I'm so very thankful to be a part of the Sunrise Association and a counselor with Horizon Day Camp. But wait, there's more! As promised at the start of this video, I'm going to be providing you with the materials for 2 extra abstract art games. So I won't be able to go step by step with the instructions for these games, but I will provide a written version of those steps in the comments. So stay tuned, check out those comments, and have a great rest of your summer. Bye!